We went from like 0% to win to almost 100% to win. I don't know how that happens in Modern, but I guess Summer Bloom is the answer. Hello and welcome everybody. Today we are doing something extra special. We are playing in the Modern Banned Gauntlet. This was a suggestion I received on Twitter from the user, Adam Tyler. I made a post on Twitter about testing out the Modern Gauntlet on my own time, and Adam suggested that I make this video recording kind of my experience. And now that I've played a couple of leagues, quote unquote, being 3 matches, now I've played a couple of matches through of the Banned Gauntlet, I feel more equipped to, I guess, kind of introduce you guys to my thought process behind it. So if you're not aware of what the Modern Banned Gauntlet is, there's a collection of decks that all feature at least one banned card. Some of them contain multiple. For example, Dredge has Faithless Looting and Hogaak. There's another deck, I think it was Teamer Aggro, that had... No, it wasn't Teamer. It was the Blue-Red Aggro. It was that list that had Gitaxian Probe as well as Treasure Cruise. So not all of these decks contain expressly one banned card, as it did say up here before. Right here, it says each deck features exactly one card that was banned at some point. So that's not entirely true. However, of course, the reason why we are playing in this gauntlet is because one of those decks is Bloom Titan with the card Summer Bloom. If any of you are familiar with old-time Amulet Titan, you'll know that Summer Bloom got banned because of the power level of Amulet Titan at the time. Of course, this is just a 2-mana, one-shot Azusa effect. Play 3... No, it's not even... It's better than Azusa. It's 3 additional lands instead of 2 additional lands. So, of course, you can go turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Bounce Land, cast Summer Bloom, play Bounce Land 3 more times, and immediately have turn 2 Titan with Amulet out. That is the kind of power that we're hoping to see with Summer Bloom. So, without further ado, let me jump into the deck tech. Okay, I'm back. It took a second. I think I might have just lost 60 play points because I tried to click on the right deck, but the display was all weird, and then I ended up with Second Sunrise, which is not at all a deck that I'm interested in playing. But this is the, I guess, starting point for the deck list, and you'll notice we do play 4 copies of the namesake card Summer Bloom, but obviously there are some things that are typical in Amulet Titan nowadays that are drastically missing, and we'll feel that in the matches, I'm absolutely sure. One of the biggest ones is Dryad of the Elysian Grove, the 3-mana Valcut enabling Azusa sort of 2/4 enchantment creature. It's very good at blocking, it's very good at not dying to Lightning Bolt. I strongly wish that we had access to Dryad here, and of course the Valcuts to go along with it, but we don't. So, what are we playing here? We're playing 2 copies of Hive Mind, the 6-mana enchantment that lets us make our opponent lose during their upkeep after we cast a Summoner's Pact that they now are forced to cast as well, or a Slaughter Pact, or even a Pact of Negation perhaps if we can play a Serum Visions and a Pact of Negation or something like that. So, Hive Mind is kind of our alternate win condition, so to speak, and of course, with Amulet and Summer Bloom, you have the potential of playing a turn 1 land, turn 2 Summer Bloom into a turn 2 Hive Mind instead of a Titan, and then from there on you can just copy your opponent's spells for value, or you can just straight up kill them with a pact trigger. So that's kind of the idea behind the inclusion of Hive Mind here. And because we're playing blue, these older lists used to play a lot of cantrips. In particular, we're playing 4 copies of Serum Visions to draw a card and scry 2, and 3 copies of Sleight of Hand, just another cantrip. However, before I dive too much into this deck tech, I would actually like to make some changes before we start playing the games, and for that, let's just jump straight into the deck lists. Now, admittedly, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because, honestly, I think it's boring as heck, but there's decks like Dredge, Jund, Stoneblade with Uro, the Blue-Red Aggro deck has Treasure Cruise, Sunny Side Up sometimes uses this Graveyard. There's all kinds of things out there in this meta, especially the very good ones like Dredge, that are playing to their graveyard, especially the Faithless Looting decks. I believe both Dredge and, I don't know which of the other decks it was, but there were 2 decks playing Faithless Looting, if I'm not mistaken. With that being a possibility, obviously we want Bojuka Bog in the main board, and in addition to that, in my playing, I just have felt like the 1-mana blue sorceries were clunky. Serum Visions gets the nod because it's slightly better than Sleight of Hand being only looking at the top 2 and putting 1 in your hand, whereas Serum Visions, you get 1 random one off the top, but then you get to set up the next bit of information, which is going to be helpful in the grindier matchups, or setting up to make sure we have all of our resources instead of just one of the things that we hopefully need from sleight of hand if we don't just miss entirely. So I haven't been a big fan of sleight of hand. However, I have been a fan of swan songs in the main board, at least one, because of the fact that we're playing against Faithless Lootings and Altar of Dementias and, instants and sorceries like Cryptic Commands and Remands. There's a lot of Splinter Twin players out there. Swan Song in general I found to be alright. I don't think I want both in the main board here, but I'd rather have one Swan Song than some of these sleight of hands just as an extra way to punch through. And the one of Engineered Explosives, just so we have a bit more of a Tolari West toolbox here. Being able to transmute for the explosives early is a nice place to be. The Ghost Quarter is good against specifically the Tron deck, so that's about it. So I'm not sure that I'm big on Ghost Quarter. If we had access to a second basic forest here, I might play it just so that we have an extra way to get a second forest out underneath Blood Moon. But this is, like I said, this is an old list, so we're playing lots of Gemstone Mines and even a single basic island, among other things. So we're playing Mana Confluence, which is basically City of Brass, tapping for a mana of any color at the cost of some life. We're playing a couple of extra ETB tap blue lands, like the third Tolari West and Temple of Mystery. So, for that reason, we're not playing as many basics, which means Blood Moon is going to be very hard for us to beat. Thankfully, we have 4 copies of Seal of Primordium for that. And, yeah, I think that's about where I want to sit on the changes. I'm tempted to swap out a Serum for a Ghost Quarter, but I think this will probably be fine. So, like I said, our plan A is always Primeval Titan. We have a plan B sort of combo kill with Hive Mind and Summoner's Pact or Solder Pact, depending on what our opponent is playing. But hopefully we can just turn 2 a Summer Bloom and get a Titan out on turn 2, and yeah. So anyways, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert, by the way, with this list. My last 2 leagues that I played, I went 1 and 2 in. Some of them were closer than others. The Hogaak matchups are really bad, but what I will say is, I'm not proficient with this deck list. I never played when Summer Bloom was legal, and I'm just playing this for fun, so don't expect the highest possible tier gameplay here. That's not what this is about. This is about having fun and seeing the quality of these banned cards. How about that? So, anyways, I will see you guys in the first match here. By the way, while we're waiting, I should mention, I think that it's pretty undeniable at this point that in this Gauntlet, Hogaak, the Dredge quote-unquote deck, which is not really Dredge, it's just Hogaak, is the clearly just like by and far away the best deck to be playing, and so I do expect to face a lot of Hogaak, and unfortunately, I don't think the matchup is particularly winnable, but like I said, I don't care. I'm not here to play the best deck. I'm here to play some Amulet, so if we get paired against Hogaak, that just sucks. And here we have a very slow hand. Considering we can mulligan into any hand with Amulet, I mean, we have threats, but we don't really have Titan mana, we don't have Amulet, Serum Visions is slow, we don't even have an untapped green source, which is kind of annoying. Or an untapped blue source for Serum would be nice as well, but I think we're safe mulliganing this. And we are immediately greeted by a beautiful turn 1 Amulet hand, so we'll keep this for sure. We even have the bounce land ready to go. Stirrings could find us access to one of the 3 Tolari Wests, which could give us our Titan here. Swan Song could be very good depending on what we're playing against, but I'm not sure we're going to be holding up Swan Song. We're probably going turn 1 Amulet off Gemstone, turn 2 Growth Chamber into Serum plus Ancient Stirrings. So I think maybe Swan Song is not really fitting on the curve. Hopefully we don't come to regret that. Like, hopefully we're not playing in Splinter Twin or something, but we see turn 1 Island, Serum Visions. Not really sure what this means. There are a couple of different Serum Vision decks, if I'm not mistaken. This could even be Eggs, which would be ironic considering I almost accidentally joined in with Eggs, so I think Eggs plays Serum Visions. I mean, it's not going to change our turn 1 play, of course. There's a Titan. Hey, if we can top deck Summer Bloom, we're living the dream. Alright, here's Amulet and go. We could even Stirrings into second Amulet, and then we'd be set for a turn 3 Titan, most likely. Opponent is playing Sulphur Falls. We do have Summer Bloom. However, now that our opponent has shown us Sulphur Falls, I do believe this is going to be Splinter Twin. They play Remand. That's their only way to interact with this Titan. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good idea to force them to have the interaction. I'm going to leave a blue up here in case they remand the Summer Bloom so that we can cast Serum Visions. I'm more interested in trying to find a Cavernous Souls than I am trying to... I guess Stirrings digs for Cavern as well. Or Tolari West? I don't know. I'm not sure which is better to go for. I guess we actually can just leave up the Gemstone Mine and decide after. Let's start with the Summer Bloom. See what happens. We can do a little bit of land development here if they could have just remanded the Titan, but okay. This allows us to do the same thing next turn. I'm gonna go with the Stirrings, I think. For no particular reason. I just feel like it's likely to get us closer to Cavern. Well, to be honest, we don't really want any of these, but I guess we take Gruul Turf, just so we have extra land drops. And we'll any order those guys. Alright, pass it back. Even if our opponent had, like, Pestermite or Deceiver Exarch to tap our Gemstone Mine on upkeep, we'd still have Titan mana, so that's cool. They can also Pestermite or Deceiver Exarch to tap our Titan, so the likelihood that we're just getting Tallari West and Growth Chamber and transmuting for something to interact is pretty high. Well, I mean, I guess we're just going for the same thing again. They either remand it again or they don't. And they'd have to have drawn exactly 2 remands, so I'm just going to straight go for it. I'm going to play the Rot Farm here, as I suspect we're going to be trying to set up a Slaughter Pact, so we don't just die to the twin combo. I'm going to leave that one in play, so I guess we're floating a white. Oh, hold on. No, there's no point in doing that. I keep forgetting that the last... What am I doing? Alright, we'll pick up the Gemstone Mine. We don't need the extra mana. Summer Bloom. See if it resolves. Now they have a second remand. Alright, well... I mean, we're not under pressure of the combo, so... It's been a weird game so far. I'm not used to playing a whole lot with Gemstone Mine. I've played with it as a one-of on occasion, but this is not the first time in the last couple of matches I've played with this deck that I've tried to tap the last counter off of Gemstone Mine and then pick it up with a bounce land trigger. It's not how it works. It's not even close to how that works. Now we could be playing into Snapcaster Mage, so... Luckily, it's not going to expend our land drop. Oh, they're just going to go a Vendilion Click. Interesting. So we could still top deck into another Titan or a Summoner's Pact. Or they could just cycle a Summer Bloom, actually. Now I'm thinking about it as well. That's a little dangerous, though. Because we could hit a second Summer Bloom. We don't. That's alright. So, we could play into drawing exactly Summer Bloom if we were to play Growth Chamber to cast Serum Visions. However, if we miss, then we're going to be a land drop behind, and we need to try to keep up as much as possible, so... I think we're going to use the T-West here, and probably going to pick it up with the Growth Chamber, so we can transmute for Cavern, I guess, and try to play through Cryptic now, or like a Snap Remand. These are things they could have access to. Slaughter Pact is pretty welcome. We need the T-West. I guess not. I haven't played a Twiddle creature yet, but the Pact helps insulate us from the twin combo, I guess. We can always transmute for that, though, next turn. We might just want to try to draw another Amulet or an Azusa or something. I'm pretty okay with the Slaughter Pact, though. That's fine. We'll just draw that one. Like I said, I'm not super comfortable with exactly all the lines in this particular list, so... I feel like not a whole lot can go wrong drawing the Slaughter Pact. We could even just use it to kill the click if we wanted to. That wouldn't be the worst. Twisted Image their own click. Switch the power and toughness and draw a card. This one is against specifically Spellskite. It kills Spellskite, and that's why they played it back in the day. I wonder if this is a mainboard or sideboard card. It feels like it should be a sideboard card, but... We draw the Slaughter Pact that we already knew about. Cool. So I guess we transmute our Tallari West. Maybe we're just getting Cavern and trying to play a 2-turn from now Titan. I'm not opposed to that. I think it's the best we have. Otherwise, we're just jamming into counter magic, so... We have Slaughter Pact to stop us from dying to the combo. So, even through a remand, so... We're not going to cast it until our opponent actually commits a Splinter Twin to the stack, though, of course. Assuming they ever do. They might just kill us with the beats and not actually get to twin us. That is something that can happen, but... We gotta discard a card here, so I guess we'll just pitch... the Gemstone Mine. We need the bounce land for Titan mana, potentially. We don't want to discard a double strike land, as that'll help us swing through. They're not going to have a lot of blockers, so maybe the double strike land is not the most important, but it could be important for clocking them faster. Cavernous Souls we obviously need. I feel like having an extra bounce land to pick up a Tolaria West in the future is potentially relevant, so we'll see if they twin us. Twin to win, except we'll Slaughter Pact, so they could have Dispel. They do play 2 Dispels, and then we would just lose the twin on the spot, but that's just how twin goes sometimes. Can we afford to pact the Vendilion Click? If we do that, we lose to Cryptic Command, so because they can just bounce our land, then we can't pay, so probably can't afford to do that, sadly. I guess that's one argument for keeping the Gemstone Mine, is we could play the Gemstone Mine, and then no matter what they bounce, there's no way they can stop us from paying for the Slaughter Pact, so maybe Gemstone Mine would have been a better keep for that reason. What would we have pitched, though? Radiant Fountain, I guess? They're main phasing a Cryptic Command. Okay. Well, it's a good thing we didn't go for the Slaughter Pact line. Alright, we'll just draw here. There's Summer Bloom. Well, either they have Remand or they don't. Again, we're just slamming Titan here pretty much, if possible. Alright. I am slamming Titan into Remand. You can't stop me. Are we attacking with it? If they had 3 mana up, I would not go for the attack, because they could just use a Pestermite or Deceiver Exarch to tap our Titan in response to the Slayer Stronghold activation, but since that's neither here nor there, we'll just go for the immediate combat. That Summer Bloom was a great top deck. We are definitely seeing the power of Summer Bloom in this deck. Can't complain about that. Okay, so Titan in play and attacking is a really great first step against them. We even have another land drop this turn, which is interesting. We could not have killed them because that would have required 1 extra damage. Would be interesting, though. I don't think there's a reason to play... I guess we could play Radiant Fountain and then attack and get Vesuva, copying Radiant Fountain and the Black Source, so we can Slaughter Pact if they have Twin. And the next turn just slam Titan off Cavernous Holes. They could snap Cryptic to tap us next turn, so we'll have to think about how we're playing out next turn as well. I'm assuming getting a Vesuva copying the Radiant Fountain is a good idea. Do what else? We could Bojuka Bog to exile their graveyard. That way they can't snap Cryptic. That's probably a good option. So we play Radiant, get Bojuka Bog. That's our black source for Slaughter Pact, if they have a Cryptic in hand, so they can't cut us off of black. And then we do Vesuva copying Radiant Fountain, and then next turn we play Cavern and slam a second Titan. That makes sense. I think this covers us from, like, the most they could do. Mainboard Bojuka Bog, ladies and gentlemen. Mainboard Bojuka Bog. We'll target them. We'll allow this to happen. Yeah, your go. Guess they didn't play around us top decking another Summer Bloom, huh? Twin? Lighthouse. That is great for us. Because they could still have had Twin plus Dispel. That exactly we would lose to, but them activating Lighthouse is great news for us. And now they can't even Cryptic tap our team, so feeling very good about this. I see no reason to go ahead and Slaughter Pact the Click either, because that'll stop us from slamming a second Titan. And since they can't have Cryptic, then going for the double attack is a really good idea. Keep up Vendilion Click to block. Sure, you got it. We'll take 2. We have to play around Blood Moon next game. We maybe could have played around Blood Moon this game, depending on whether they customized their deck like we did at the beginning, but no big deal. We have Stronghold in hand, so if we want to slam a second Titan... I mean, they don't have Remand. They would have remanded the Summer Bloom. I guess they could have drawn it from either the Lighthouse. Even if they have Remand, they might just be dead to this Titan, so... But we have to have the mana to cast Titan. Man, we're green short. we could play Titan. Let's see, play Growth Chamber, use 6, leaving 3 up. Tolaria West. No. Wait. Yeah, transmute of Tolaria West. Use 3 mana to play Azusa. Say we pick up the Garrison as the bounce trigger here. Play Slayer Stronghold Garrison as our 2nd and 3rd lands per turn. And that even plays around them having Bolt. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's the best way to go about it. We'll give it a shot and see what happens. If they have Remand, then, whatever. Right, we'll pick up the Vesuva, I suppose. No, wait, no. Vesuva's fine, because we can use that to copy the Garrison, so that works. We'll play Titan. We'll pay a black, I suppose, and a red. It resolves, okay. Yeah. Let's get T-West and Simic. We'll pick up the T-West, transmute it, play Azusa. We'll get a pact, play the pact, get Azusa, play Azusa. Then we'll play Stronghold into Vesuva copy Garrison, and that'll be lethal. Even if they had a tapper, we could attack with the Titan, and then we have Solder Pact for a potential twin, so... Interesting. Very small margins around here now. Stronghold, and then the Vesuva, so that they can't get a window to cast Lightning Bolt on our Azusa. Haste the Titan. Okay. Pick up... Probably doesn't matter, I guess just Radiant Fountain. That way we can replay it later. Alright, we'll go to combat. They'll tap this Titan with a tapper. No? Okay, well, I think we just win then. Yep. Alright, well, we try to play around as much as possible, getting a double Titan and playing attacking. Apparently that's good enough. Whew, that was quite a match. Alright, against Twin, I like Pyroclasm because they're likely to put Pestermites and Snapcaster Mages and Vidillion Clicks on the board, even if we, even if they can't twin us, they'll try to beat us down. So, obviously, Seal of Primordium is great, not only because it answers Blood Moon, but also because you can use it to answer a Splinter Twin, and you don't have to play it, at instant speed in the same turn they cast Twin. You can just play out Seal and wait until the best moment to crack it, so that's nice. Swan Song is obviously great. Slaughter Pact is obviously great. Leyline of Sanctity is good against Lightning Bolt in particular, but in all honesty, Bolt isn't really good against us anyways, because our best ramp spell is a non-creature in Summer Bloom, so that's great, and we don't really care if they kill an Azusa, to be honest. I actually think it could be correct to side out an Azusa, but we'll see. So, other than that, I just think that Leyline is just barking down the wrong tree. Barking up the wrong tree? Well, whatever the saying is. I think we can trim on some Serum Visions because we don't have a whole lot of time to be messing around. They will try to clock us. If they can't twin us on turn 4 safely, then they will. Pact Mitigation is pretty good. It's not as good as Swan Song, actually, ironically, but it is pretty good. I don't think we need Mana Confluence going late. We don't want to be taking the damage if they're winning by the beats. We can trim a Summoner's Pact. Maybe 2, to be honest. I don't mind trimming 2 packs. I guess, actually, they could click us out of our Titan, use Vendilion Click to make us put the Titan on the bottom and draw something else, and we want maximum number of possible draws for that, so maybe not. Explosives used to be very good against Twin, because back in the day when I played against Twin, Explosives on 0 would answer all the tokens, but they now made it so that tokens have the mana cost of the thing that they're copying as well, so Explosives on 3 is the only way to deal with the Twin combo stuff. I mean, we could put it on 3 to deal with Blood Moon, but we have seals for that as well, so Explosive's not really great in this matchup anymore. It used to be great, though. You could just play it on 0 and it's Splinter Twin protection. Not the case anymore. What else? Maybe we just trim Serum Visions entirely. That's kind of crazy in this type of matchup, though. It feels kind of tempo-oriented, but I don't hate it. I'm just going to cut the Serum. I think there's a strong likelihood we may not be able to play them early anyways. And then one more card. Gemstone Mine? Nah. Oh, we'll trim a Hive Mind, because they're very weak to counter magic. you know, if we're casting them and they get countered, that is. Hive Mind is not the best threat here. In fact, we could probably cut the second one, but it's all good. Sol good. Seal of Primordium already helping us play around Blood Moon is quite nice. Blood Moon, and it also answers Twin. We can't play our Stirrings on turn 1 or turn 2 either. This is a turn 3 Azusa into a remand kind of hand with no actual plan. Nah, I think we can do better than this. Well, we get to turn 1 Stirrings and hopefully find an Amulet, but this hand loses. I guess it doesn't quite lose to Blood Moon since we can Swan Song it, but that is only if we don't hit a Amulet or land off of our Stirrings on turn 1. Otherwise, we have to pick up the Gemstone Mine to a bounce land to be able to make land drops, and then we are not going to be holding up Swan Song for a turn 3 Blood Moon. I don't know. I'm not feeling this hand. I'm not really feeling this hand either. I'm going to mulligan that one as well. Ha! Oh boy. And we just get the nuts. I mean, yeah, we'll keep this. To be honest, we kind of need all these cards, though. I think the second Amulet is actually not a big deal in this hand, as the Summer Bloom is already a turn 3 Titan, I guess, since we have to play the Amulet on turn 2. And I guess we want to bottom a land and hope we top deck one. We need the Seal to answer either Splinter Twin or Blood Moon. We need the Bloom as ramp, and we need all the other cards. So the only artifact removal they play in the Twin deck list is 2 Vandal Blasts, I believe. So unless they want to Cryptic bounce our Amulet, but another Seal is actually not the worst. It lets us play around Blood Moon and Twin, forcing them to do the fair flyer beats, which I'm happy to play that game. They could remand our Amulet here. I think that we were supposed to jam it anyways. Are we jamming Titan as well if the Amulet resolves? That's an interesting question. They could negate here. They do play negate in the sideboard, I believe. That would be devastating, but they remand. Okay. Well, yeah, we can't expend our only bounce land, so as feels bad as it is, we don't really have a choice. If they play Blood Moon here, then we just get got. Not much we can do about that. I guess if they have a tapper as well, then that's kind of horrific for us. Second Amulet. Alright, well, let's just hope it resolves. We really don't have a choice here. Negate. Okay. Well. I think we just have to dodge another tapper or something. Or, you know, top deck a real land or something. It's just hopeless. They could upkeep, tap our colony, and then we top deck a Gemstone Mine. Then we play Amulet, and then just lose to Twin combo. I don't know. Game is looking hopeless already. They might not have it. Missing land drops every turn. Not where we want to be, though. Had I known we'd draw a second Seal, then perhaps keeping the bounce land over the Seal would have been better, but actually, to be honest, maybe just keeping the bounce land would have been better than keeping the Seal in general. I don't know. That would be a learning experience for this matchup. Oh, are they going for the Snap Serum? No way. What? That makes no sense. We just get to Titan them next turn. I don't think they have any 1-mana way to answer Summer Bloom at all. Because they don't play Spell Pierce or anything. Let me go check. Yep, here's the Twin list. There's Dispel, which doesn't interact with what we've got. They have Spell Snare. They could have their one of Spell Snare. I mean, we obviously have to go for it. They were probably hoping we don't have another Amulet, but yeah, I mean, we're just going to Titan them here, so. Thank you very much, Summer Bloom. We bloomed into Titan both the times that we resolved Titan this game, and every time it's been absurd. I feel like they couldn't have lost if they just passed with Snapcaster Mage up. Like, I feel like this was a greedy play, and they played into one of the few ways they could actually lose. Feels bad for them, I guess. It feels great for me. Let's keep Bounce Land in hand, I suppose. And then we'll play Seal of Primordium in our second main phase after we attack. We'll attack with the Stronghold and the Garrison, because it's free. They don't have anything at 1 mana that can kill our Titan, so... Haste. Do we leave the green source in play, or do we pick up the colony? I think we leave the green source in play. I think that's fine. We go to combat. Attack with just the Titan. Colony back for the blocks. Okay, so we want to be able to play Seal, so we need a green source. The other one is probably just Tolaria, or we could get Cavern to set up a second Titan in case they have, like, double Bolt. Interesting. I mean, I think it has to be Tolaria West and a green source. Blue bounce land, pick up the Garrison, perhaps? Or just pick up the... I guess it would have to be pick up the Garrison, so... No, we don't need double green, I guess, because we're not paying for a pack trigger. We could also bog them. No, we want the green source so we can play out Seal so we don't die to Blood Moon. We could just get basic Forest. That way our Vesuva can eventually copy the basic Forest and we never have to worry about Blood Moon again, so... I think T-West Forest is the best we can do. We have 3 Seal of Primordiums just chilling out here, so that's cool, I guess. And the Seal not only answers Blood Moon, but it also preemptively insulates us against Splinter Twin, so feeling very good about this game now. We went from like 0% to win to almost 100% to win. I don't know how that happens in Modern, but I guess Summer Bloom is the answer. This is not a normal Splinter Twin matchup. I guarantee it. There's no way that this is the way that the Twin matchup usually plays out. I know that the Twin matchup is supposed to be horrific for Amulettitan, but this is just something else. They need to have red land double bolt our Titan. Or bolt snap bolt, I guess, would do it also. There's the red land. Tapped. Alright, we're good to go, people. Nothing to worry about. They're gonna tap our Primeval Titan with a Deceiver, Exarch, or Pestermite. I'm calling it now. Azusa. Interesting. Well, I guess we play Azusa. We play Stronghold. Activate on Azusa, go to combat. That way we can get in a little bit of damage. See if they have the tapper. Exarch. The worst possible one, because now we can't attack into their board. I bet if we garrison the Azusa, they will not block with the Deceiver anyways, just out of fear of something crazy. No, they know our deck list. They know that there's nothing we could possibly have. I'm going to play out these other seals, though, because there's absolutely no reason not to. We are very insulated against that twin combo that our opponent wanted so desperately to play. Triple Seal of Primordium, go. How about it? What you think, opponent? Enchantments? Not on my watch. We don't like enchantments here. I will block and activate Slayer Stronghold on plant token. Just letting you know now, opponent, it's bound to happen. Activating now so that if they do bolt our plant, we could just trade with Azusa. Not the worst possible idea, I don't think. Our Azusa is pretty much getting close to not useful anymore, but... I mean, we could top deck a Simic, and then we can make use of the Tolaria West, so that's something. Alright, we'll do that thing where we go to combat again. They'll tap down our Primeval Titan. Cavern of Souls is kind of hilarious, but okay. Go to combat. Let's see the Pestermite or Exarch. Tap this bad boy. You know you can't let this one attack. Cryptic Command to tap draw. Okay. Sounds good to me. If only we had a second blue source, that we could, like, transmute and do some fun stuff this turn, but we can't. So, I don't think it's worth losing access to Bounce Lane here just to get a colony token, so, yeah, I'm just gonna pass it back to them. I could have played the Cavern. No reason to show it to them, I guess. They might Cryptic Bounce our Titan or something crazy, and then we're just, like, Cavern it back down. Maybe their plan is to just hope that we don't know what Seal of Primordium actually does. Blood Moon. Sure. That's totally fine. We even have a basic forest. Look at that. Just wait until the last possible second to crack the seal. You do want to do it before our turn, though, I think so. Goodbye, Blood Moon. On tap. Blue source? Hey! Okay. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is exactly enough to transmute and play Titan. Plus, we have the extra land drop, so. And we're not playing into Cryptic Command by doing this, since they can't cast Cryptic Command, so this is fine. Of course, we're not going to play out the Cavern of Souls until the last possible second. We want them to not counter our Summoner's Pact, if at all possible. We want them to try to remand our Titan or something, and then realize after we play Cavern of Souls that they made a mistake. I mean, to be honest, no, we already have Splinter Twin covered with double Seal of Primordium, so let's just go for the Summoner's Pact. Just get this game over with. Let it resolve, opponent. Just let it resolve. There we go. Good opponent. Good opponent. Good job. Coolio. That's 4, 5, 6. Hey. We'll probably haste off of Bounce Land, like Gruul Turf and Gemstone Mine, and then attack and get Vesuva Copy Forest. But they remand to draw a card. Perfect. I guess they couldn't have remanded the Summoner's Pact anyways, but. Alright, let's haste here off of Gruul Turf and Gemstone Mine, of which we play 4, because that's a necessary number to play. We'll make a white with this Gemstone Mine, and we'll haste the new Titan. And our opponent's probably just straight up dead, I would assume. We'll pick up Colony Garden, finally! Alright, we'll go to combat. Yeah, that Summer Bloom card is pretty broken, I think. What the heck? Well, if you were wondering why it is that Summer Bloom is banned, this is the reason. We just did it twice in a row. Just a 1-card combo that lets you immediately cast Titan as long as you have Amulet in play. And of course, you're always going to have Amulet in play. Who wouldn't, right? But anyways, that is it for this match. If I end up splitting these into separate videos, then I'll see you guys in the next one. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next round right now. Alrighty, let's hop in here. See what's good. What is good on the play. Love it. Cool, cool, cool. We have a very interesting hand. If we had a second untapped source, so we could just turn to Summer Bloom for just natural value, just like playing 3 land drops additionally, that would be great. We might be able to Serum Visions into the extra land, or an Amulet. Because of that particular reason, I think we're supposed to keep this. It's probably a good hand regardless on the play. On the draw, it might be too slow if we don't hit the untapped source, but I mean, we're just doing Summer Bloom on turn 2 for just the natural value plan. And if we happen to top deck an Amulet to go along with this, then, you know, c'est la vie. That's just life. Opponent will get turn 2 Titan if that's the case. Mwah. Beautiful. Alright, we'll Gemstone Mine and play Serum Visions as it was always meant to be. There's our untapped source. Second Summer Bloom. We want the second mine or the island. I think we want the island. Put that one on top. Pass it back. We'll get to turn 2 Summer Bloom. We might even be able to play double Summer Bloom next turn. Play bounce land, pick up the 2 tap sources in play, and then play Summer Bloom again. Our opponent's playing eggs. This is the first time I've encountered this deck. I don't know how this matchup is. I feel like it shouldn't be good, but we'll see. Pick up the Gemstone, Garrison, pick up the island, play Gemstone, I guess. Yep. 1 land away from casting Summer Bloom the second time. Well, you know, you can't have it all. Simply cannot. I'm going to go look at the eggs deck list real quick and see what's going on. They have Elsewhere Flask. Interesting. Well, that's cool and all, opponent, but kill you? Nah, they're not just going to be dead to this Titan. It's just a very fair turn 3 Primeval Titan with no Amulet in play, so here's Titan. Okay, while the search window's up, I'm going to go take a look at their deck, because I need to know what we need to play around. Okay, so this is the eggs deck. They're basically just looping a bunch of artifacts and then trying to kill you with Pyrite Spellbomb? Seems like a very slow way to do it, but yeah. I don't know if they could kill us next turn. I guess we're just trying to set up to kill as fast as possible, because they don't really have anything interactive, so we have to pay for a pack. So we tap these lands, have Garrison up. I guess we want Slayer's Stronghold for an extra 2 damage, or we could get Sunhome and another land, and then play untapped land, so we can double strike our Titan for 12. The Jukabog would be good if they had a graveyard, but they don't. I don't think they can kill our Titan, so I think it's just going to be Sunhome and another land to try to speed up this clock. We'll get Simic, I guess. We'll pick up the island, because we'll just tap this Gemstone Mine as part of our Summoner's Pack requirements, so. Try to kill as fast as possible. We'll see if they can do their looping thing and kill us with Pyrite Spellbomb. I'm not going to make you guys sit through all that, by the way. If they start comboing, then we'll just skip to the end where you can tell whether they whiffed or not. Elsewhere Flask is part of the engine. ETB, draw a card, sacrifice it. Lands you control become a chosen basic land type. Interesting. Alright, so let's not lose the game. I guess it's best to tap it this way. Sure. Yep. We'll play untapped land, and we'll double strike our Titan, I guess. And we'll go to combat, and we'll attack. Yep. And this time, we'll search for Tolari West in case something happened to just go incredibly wrong. Exiling their Steam Virgins doesn't matter, because all they care about is their artifacts, so sad as that may be. Radiant Fountain to gain 2 against their loops probably doesn't matter. I honestly just double Tolari West, I guess. Nah. We'll get Vesuva copy Boros Garrison, I suppose. And we'll pick up the Gemstone Mine. This way, perhaps our next Titan can attack when we Summoner's Pact for it, so. And, yeah, kill us this turn. I'll let you guys see a little bit of it, but if it gets too boring, don't worry, I got you. Newer versions of the deck play An Emrakul, like, I think back when they used to have Clark Clan Ironworks, they played An Emrakul the Aeon's Torn, but, like, they literally just have Pyrite Spellbomb, and that's it. Second Sunrise, 3 mana instant. Each player returns to play all artifacts, creatures, enchantments, and land cards that were put into his or her graveyard from play this turn. So yeah, they just get to bring everything back, and they just do it over and over and over again and kill us, I guess, with Pyrite Spellbomb. I'll see you guys in like 7 hours. And we are dead, folks. Admittedly, that really didn't take too long, so. Alright, well, we just gotta be faster than that, I guess. They killed us on turn 4. Interesting. Okay. So we gotta kill them on earlier than turn 4. Do we want ley lines? I don't think we do, to be honest. I don't even think we want Seal of Primordium. And let me go check their deck list one more time. Pithing Needle. Blind Obedience, making our creatures enter tapped, is not good against Amulet of Vigor. That's funny. They have 1 Rapid Hybridization. They have Silence, which could be annoying. Echoing Truth. And that is about it. So I'm inclined to just try to be as fast as possible. We can even use Swan Songs and Pact Negations for their Sunrises. So That seems good. Slaughter Pact is obviously horrific. The Cavernous Souls doesn't really matter. Neither does the Radiant Fountain. I guess they are untapped sources for Amulet, but we have Gemstone Mines and stuff aplenty. Bajuka Bog, probably actually not that relevant here, but I think we'd rather have some sleight of hands than these lands. Actually, you know what? Actually, I think I'd rather have the Radiant Fountain. No, not the Radiant Fountain, the Cavernous Souls, because that's a green source for Titan and Azusa. Yeah, I think that's about it. Seal of Primordium doesn't really do anything. Leyline is just going to get Echoing Truth, and we have to have it in our opener, otherwise, like, we're not really doing a lot with it. I guess we could potentially cast it, but nah. Otherwise, it's just a waste of a card, so they'll just loop and loop and loop until they find that Echoing Truth, and then they'll bounce the Leyline, and it's no big deal, so I don't really see a reason to have Leyline at all. Beyond the play, of course. Gotta out-combo the combo deck. We have turn 1 Amulet and do turn 2 Titan. Cool. Possibly even more than that, to be honest. Like, I wonder if with Azusa that lets us transmute for a pact and cast it and cause our opponent to lose to our Hive Mind. Like, I don't know if it's possible to do all of that, but we'll see. Alright, go. Next turn we have Bloom into 7 mana, Titan, leaving 1 floating, get bounce land, up to 5 mana, Azusa, land, Hive Mind. But then we don't get to attack, and we don't have the pact. So I guess if we top deck a pact, then we can kill our opponent by casting our entire hand next turn. Otherwise, we're just attacking. Oh, we can double Titan now, but we can't attack with both. Can we? 3 Bloom up to 7 Azusa up to 8 Titan, double bounce land, second Titan. Or Titan with 2 floating, get... We could Hive Mind. It doesn't really do much. Alright, well, let's just at least get 1 Titan into play. This might just be good enough for lethal already. Well, this is the reason why Summer Bloom is banned. I said that last time this happened, but I see no reason not to get double Titan into play, so play Azusa. Play Growth Chamber twice more. Play Titan. Double bounce land lets us cast second Titan. So we'll do that, I guess. More lands for everyone. We'll get the Sanctuary and Gruul Turf because I feel like it. Our opponent perhaps conceding? Our opponent concedes. Okay, well, good enough, I guess. We had the nuts. Turn 2, Titan, double Titan with Amulet. That's not quite the nuts. I guess double Amulet is the actual nuts, because that's just a turn 2 straight up kill, but yeah, whatever. I'm submitting it. I'm not thinking too hard about this. This is the eggs matchup. You want me to say something about this? Really? Let's just do that again. Hey, Amulet. No actual lands. No Bloom, no ramp at all. Nah, mulligan. There's a Bloom. Swan Song to interact with their first combo cast. Stirrings hopefully to find an Amulet or a bounce land. Bounce land gives us Titan mana. Are we getting rid of the Swan Song? I think we're getting rid of the Swan Song and hoping that Stirrings finds us either an Amulet or a bounce land. Okay. They could have Echoing Truth. Serum. Is that better than Stirrings? I think Stirrings seems more cards. Well, Stirrings. Hey, there's Amulet. Amulet lets us just attack our opponent next turn, so assuming they don't hold up in our action. Yeah, it's definitely Amulet here. There's no other option, really, if you think about it. Ghost Quarter, they tap it. Okay, so we have turn 2 Titan again thanks to Amulet plus Summer Bloom, so looking pretty good for the Amulet deck, not gonna lie. Yeah, I think we're the faster combo deck here. We don't have double Titan this time, but that's okay. And we'll just pick up the Gemstone Mine, I guess. We're about to have lots of lands, so it's all good. Garrison and Slayer Stronghold. Pick up the Stronghold, I guess. Boom. Yep. What is the maximum amount of damage that we could possibly do here? Does EE on 1 do anything? Or EE on 2, I guess? I don't know if any of that actually matters. We could get T-West. Man, if one of these bounce lands was a blue land, then we could have potentially had Pact of Negation up, but no, I guess we wouldn't have been able to transmute after doing all the things. Okay, well, we'll get Tolaria West for sure. And does it really matter? Alright, we'll get Tolaria West Growth Chamber because I'm tired of thinking about it. We'll pick up the Rule Turf. Sure. And let's Serum Visions into a Pact of Negation or the other 1-mana one. Alright, we'll bottom the Sunhome and we'll top the Titan because not having to pack for Titan is a seemingly good thing. We can pact for Azusa, Ghost Coding their own island, so they're going for it here. Well, I mean, they have no choice since we just attack and get Sunhome and double strike for the win, so they actually just have to win this turn, whether they like it or not. And they can get the loop going now if they have Reshape into the Reanimate effect. Serum Visions. Probably not going to do it. Okay, they do Reshape. They have to have exactly second Sunrise here. Oh, they have exactly second Sunrise. Okay, well, this is it. They have to have the reanimation spell, or they're just dead, I guess. And they're just dead, I guess. Cool. Cool. Alright, well, now we are 2-0, and the record officially shows that. And we got one more match left to go. Let's just jump straight into it. Alrighty, let's hop in here. Get the final match of this league underway. We've already gotten our play points back, by the way. Winning 2 matches out of 3 is enough to get your entry fee back. So this is the best I've done so far in these leagues. And we're definitely going to mulligan this hand. I think we probably mulligan this one as well. We're missing a lot of pieces. We don't have any ramp. We don't have Amulet. We do have a bounce land and some untapped sources. So if we top deck exactly Amulet into ramp spell, then this could work out. But I think we can just do better. When it says, hi, good luck and have fun, I'll say, you too. Alright. I mean, I guess this is gonna have to work. Maybe we're doing the Hive Mind kill here. We'll keep. I think we've been the Slaughter Pact and a Summoner's Pact. We'll hope to top deck Amulet and Bounce Land or something like that. Or like double Bounce Land would give us Titan mana as well, so Polluted Delta fetch. Interesting. Watery Grave. Hedron Crab. Oh, this is Hogaak. That is not good news. We'll play out the Gemstone Mine and pass. Yeah, Hogaak is not good news at all. Ugh. It said mirror, lol. I don't know about that one. They don't know yet. They don't realize. They could just turn to a Hogaak right now and you know, if they mill it over in these 3 cards, and then we just can't beat the 8/8 Trampler, so there's that. Of course, they timely milled the Bloodghast after their land drops have already happened this turn, so lucky so far. Carrion Feeder. Okay, and there's no Vengevines to come back, so that's nice. Oh no! No Hogaak, no Hogaak. Okay, good. Now we need to top deck Bajuka Bog, and then we have a chance. I mean, even then they can just reset with Hedron Crab, so They have Hogaak in hand? No! This is the worst possible. Alright, now we probably can't win. Yeah, the Hogaak matchup is horrible, because they just always turn to a Hogaak. Yikes. Alright, well, we'll let them continue to think that this is the mirror. I don't know if that deck plays more than one Gemstone Mine. Opponent says, last opponent called me some rude names for playing this deck. Why be rude? It's an option for a reason. Honestly, if you don't expect Hogaak to be the best deck in this particular like league format, the Ban Gauntlet, I mean, I knew going into it, even before I played a single match, that Hogaak was going to be the undisputed best deck. I just don't care. I don't want to play this deck. I want to play Summer Bloom, so Hogaak is the menace that I'm hoping to dodge, which is why I'm also recording this video the same day that these leagues are available, is because not everybody is playing Hogaak just yet, but I suspect it is an eventuality. We found our bounce land, okay. Okay. So, now we just need to top deck an untapped source and kill our opponent with the combo before we're... Oh, wait, no. We are actually just dead. Concede. Cool, cool. Love it, love it. And by that I mean, it's Hogaak. Get gacked. Opponent says they told their opponent to have a lovely day and that they played well, which did not make them happy for some reason. To be fair, losing to Hogaak can't possibly be that fun, but... Alright, we want Pyroclasms in this matchup to deal with all the small creatures and hopefully get the board clear before they get a Hogaak into play, if at all possible. Swan Song counters exactly Faithless Looting and nothing else, but since we are literally that desperate to interact in any sort of fashion, I think we just have to have it. Leyline of Sanctity does absolutely nothing. Cavern of Souls does absolutely nothing, so we'll cut it. Slaughter Pact hits literally like nothing in their whole deck except for Hedron Crab, which honestly could be worth it, but we'll probably lose to the trigger, so... Yeah. And then we can cut Seer Visions because we just don't have time for that. Explosives is fine for the ones, or... I guess they're not playing Bridge from Below, so maybe Explosives not hitting a bunch of zombies is like a thing, but... Dude, imagine if they were playing Bridge from Below. The original version of this deck did play Bridge from Below. This is the deck I'm talking about. They have lots of recursion and stuff. This is after Bridge from Below was banned. This deck still got Hogaak banned because banning Bridge from Below either was not good enough or was just not the right target. It should have been Hogaak, but regardless of how you feel about it, that's the deck we're playing against, and we still can't win against it without them having Bridge from Below. So we just have to turn 2 double Amulet combo them or something to win, and I don't know. I apologize, by the way. There's a little bit of bouncing here because of the dog. He's scratching himself or something. I don't know. Alright, we'll go first because what choice do we actually have? We have an uncashable Pyroclasm. We have Bojuka Bog in hand. Snap Keep. Honestly, I'm keeping this because it actually has potential to go off if we draw an Azusa or a something else. Just Bojuka Bog alone is not enough, but... And we're not playing this Bojuka Bog on turn 1. Who cares if we top deck a Serum Visions and can't cast it because we have to tap TOS for the Amulet? This is about exiling that graveyard right there. That's all this game is about, folks. And hopefully we can pick up the Bojuka Bog and do it all over again. I suspect we might be able to win this one with a Hive Mind Summoner's Pact combo, which is... I don't think Hive Mind is very good. I've played it in the past in some leagues, and I just think it's... Even in this deck, it doesn't feel that great. I mean, I know in theory that you can, like... You know, turn 2 Hive Mind somebody. And of course, if we top deck exactly Summer Bloom, then we'll see exactly why Hive Mind is in the deck. But, opponent says, oh, wait. It's not in the mirror law. Yeah, they thought this was Hogaak. Gotcha! Gotcha! You got some dead Leyline of the Voids in there? I wonder how that puts the context of my kind words about their deck choice. Now that you know I'm not playing Hogaak. Well, I mean, hopefully we get some value out of the fact that they don't have, like, the right tools at their disposal. And now we don't have anything to Bojuka Bog, so that's, yeah, that's a thing that's happening. So we'll play our Amulet. Are we supposed to play the Bog anyways? Let's see. If we top deck exactly Azusa, and we play Bog, then we don't have enough to cast Hivemind, so I think we just pass here, to be honest. They said they sideboarded pretty poorly. That is the idea. That's why I continue to play out Gemstone Mines instead of any other lands, as I wanted to dodge these Thoughtseizes and stuff. Those mental edges, you know? Alright, we'd like a Summer Bloom off the top, please. Summer Bloom. One time. Let's go. Actually, Azusa would be... No, Azusa would not be good enough. It has to be exactly Summer Bloom. Pact. Alright, now I think we do have to bog them, because next turn we can... No? No, it's still Summer Bloom or bust. Exposes on 1 is going to kill our Amulet, so we don't want to do that. We don't want to potentially let them flashback looting or play Gak from hand, so I think we do have to just bog them now, sadly. This Expose is looking pretty useless. Maybe we should be boarding it out. If this was any land, then it would have been way better. Man, if only we had Arboreal Grazer that we could pact for, so we could go, you know, top deck a Grazer or an Azusa, and immediately have enough mana to Hivemind plus Summoner's Pact. But no. No, no, no. At least we have the advantage of our opponent having not sideboarded particularly well. Plague Engineer. Oh no, not Plague Engineer. Oh no, whatever will we do? It is a 2/2 Death Touch, which is actually kind of annoying, except for the fact that we're just winning with Hivemind, so... Alright, Summer Bloom off the top once again. Come on, people at home, summon it to the top of the deck. We need the Summer Bloom. ASAP fast. This is our last window to pack. They might just get a green source in play and not lose to the pack trigger, so Summer Bloom right now. Thank you, viewers at home. Thank you so much. You will not be forgotten. You will never be forgotten. This means everything to me. Woo! We can give our opponent 2 Summoner's Pact triggers to pay. I don't think they'll be coming back from that. Here we go. Hivemind will hold priority and will cast double Summoner's Pact just to show them they are so, so dead. Would you like to Summoner's Pact, opponent? Yes! Yes! That is what I'm talking about! Oh, boy. Perfect. Perfect. And now we get to be on the draw. Oh, wait. Get out of here, explosives. Luckily, our opponent sideboarded poorly, so we have the time to fix it. Let's get the Steer Visions back, I guess. If they didn't play exactly 1 swamp, then the Ghost Quarter could potentially cut them off of mana, but... I guess the Ghost Quarter can potentially cut them off of red for the looting, but whatever. I don't care. I actually don't care. We just have to be as fast as possible. I can't believe we actually got to Hivemind somebody. Woo! Alright, last game of the league. Will we end up 2-1 or not 2-1? Very confusing questions here. Huh. Interesting hand. We can cast Pyroclasm on turn 2. We can go turn 1 Island, Serum, turn 2 Pyroclasm, and then try to go from there. I mean, it ain't exactly Bajuka Bog, but I think it's a plan, and hopefully we can find a Summer Bloom or Amulet or both from the Serum Visions. Oh, no Thoughtseize, no Thoughtseize. Whew. I mean, Faithless Looting is not good for us either, but... Vengevine and Bloodghast. Bajuka Bog, please, where are you? Alright, we'll go Island, Serum... I don't know why this deck is playing a basic Island, by the way. I really don't understand it. And we don't want either of these particular draws, so no. Thank you. Alright, Amulet off the top or Summer Bloom. No, Summer Bloom is probably better than Amulet here. We might just be able to Titan the turn after we Summer Bloom if we do it next turn. To be honest, we might just need a Pyroclasm, depending on what actually happens here. Bloodghast into play, okay. Hey, at least we have redundant Titans now. So the Thoughtseize is not as devastating now as it would have been. They might even just take Pyroclasm here. And they do. Okay. Okay, I see what's happening. They don't get Vengevine back because this was brought into play. We can Swan Song their flashback looting, which I'm assuming they're about to do. So for that reason, I guess we play the T-West and pass. They don't know about the Swan Song. I'd gladly trade a Faithless Looting flashback for a 2/2 bird. We might still just lose to their beats, but Satyr Wayfinder. Yep, can't do much about that. Yeah, we'll see very soon if they have a Hogaak in hand. Gravecrawler, cool. Overrun Tomb, which is the land they got off of the Wayfinder, I do assume. Yep. Gravecrawler bringing back Vengevine. Yeah. Do they have the Hogaak too? No Hogaak. I mean, imagine if we could have Pyroclasm to this board. We'd still be taking 4 a turn, but at least we'd have a chance, right? Summer Bloom. Okay. Well, I mean, obviously we have to cast that, so we're still probably not in good enough shape to win this game, but we'll try our very best. Simic Growth Chamber into play, pick up the Gemstone Mine. Rot Farm into play, pick up another untapped source. Gemstone Mine into play, and pass back. That's what we got. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We are 1 point away from dead, by the way. Singular life point away from being dead. Supplier, okay. Not much we can do about any of this, so. Another blood. No! Wait. Bloodghast does not have haste. Faithless Looting. Nah. Goodbye. We're still just dead. Like, there's no way we can possibly win this game from this point. Like, I don't even know what we could possibly draw. Like, they attack with everything. We draw Amulet. Attack. We play Titan, get. I don't even know what the line would be. We'd have to be able to attack and double strike Titan, so. Yeah, not looking great. World Turf. Well, we gotta do. You know what is funny about this game? If this Titan had been a Hive Mind, we actually could have won. Interesting to note that Hive Mind is a particularly good way to go when you can't actually get through your opponent's board, which is interesting. Maybe if in the Hogaak meta, if Titan decks were playing Hive Mind again, maybe it would have been easier. Although, to be honest, it's not really easy to get to Hive Mind mana. We only got there because of Summer Bloom. So, anyways, good game to our opponent. Well, we'll show them the Titan, I guess, because why not? Boom. And concede. Alright, so, of course we ended up 2-1, which should now be reflected by the thing under my face. And, of course, what we lost to was the Hogaak Menace. What else would we possibly lose to? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I may end up recording a second one of these just because I find it very intriguing to play through the modern ban Gauntlet myself. Maybe we could even try a different deck. It's very cheap to play, and you only have to go 2-1 to get your full entry back, which is not the hardest thing to do in the world. And, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. This is Redface Menace, signing off.